I like how you put it, like everyday people, because the reality is like office workers are everyday people as well, you know, and they have their own dreams and aspirations. Whether
Yes.
there's someone fresh out of school, like trying to get their first job, or from the first job trying to get ahead, get that promotion, and that's what really
Yeah.
brings it to why we wanted to do this podcast, because I
Yeah.
think everyone is in for the grind, right? But how can we give them that advantage, or how can they get that advantage, or just be better in terms of what they do?
Yeah.
You know. So to that note, how would you actually explain NLP? Such a complex topic, right? Like there's like so many things if you search about in the internet, and it might be too daunting to the uninitiated. But how would you explain NLP in a simple terms?
Okay. So NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. And I think the best summary I can give is NLP is a manual for how your mind works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have this amazing tool, which is our mind, and it's an amazing, genius resource, but we don't know how to tap into it. Okay. So in NLP, the words neuro linguistic programming is basically we're experiencing life every day, you know, and our mind actually operates like a computer. So there's all this data coming at us, and our senses, our 5 senses and 6 senses, you know, are perceiving this data, are using this data, collecting the information via our sight, our hearing, our feelings, the sense of taste and smell, and then it's coding it in a program.
Okay.
And that
Right.
program is then etched in our neurology. Basically, so when something happens to us, we are wired up, we are programmed to respond a certain way.
Right.
Right.
And sometimes that programming might not be effective to helping us achieve our goal.
Right.
So we want to change it. So a lot of people want to change, but they decide to change their behavior, but it doesn't last very long. And we see this in resolution, New Year resolutions.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah. First
right.
month, and then after
Yeah.
that, it's like,
That's
yeah,
right.
we
Do that,
did.
like
Because-
sign up on the gym,
Yeah.
but that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't sustain change until you do the internal change, until you go in and change the programming.
Right. And the
Right.
programming, you know, how we get this programming is through, you know, when our childhood memories and things like
Yes.
that.
You start coding, you start programming from the time you were born.
Right.
Right.
You're already perceiving information, you know, up to the first 3 years, they say that's when the child is a sponge.
Right. Okay.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
like you're saying is that like everyone when they're born, they're like a clean slate.
That's right.
And then through life experience, everyone gets coded of their program that makes them who they are as a kid, as adults.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I think I
We need to take note of this.
Yes,
For our
exactly.
3-year-old.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, even for parents, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's such an
right.
important thing.
Exactly. So that's why when we grow up, we say, you know, when you're rebelling in your
Yeah.
teens, you say, I don't want to be my parent. I don't want to be like my mom. I don't want to be like my dad. But then when you're a parent, oh
Oh.
my God, you start to sound like your dad.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
You
goodness,
go like,
you're
oh my
right.
God.